Hello, hello, friends, and welcome to Lounge of Sound. You are at the right place. And how do we know? How do we know? Because you are here, and we've been waiting for you. Absolutely. So in the meantime, just hang tight. Go ahead and get your favorite drink, your favorite person, your favorite soft drink or tea or water or wine, whatever it is. Just get comfortable. We're going to have a lot of good music for you. Tonight, we've got my good friend and amazing sax player, EdSmooveGroovesArchibald. And yeah, it's going to be grooving. And I don't know, why am I even thinking about this? It's a happy Friday. And Smooth Grooves is in the house. Are you grooving? Are you? I'm trying to see through the camera. It's not working. So why don't we get getting a little funky? Let's start off with a little groove, huh? What do you say? If you feel inclined to move, do it. Sounding over there. Sounding good. You guys look good. It's Ed Archibald is in the house. Man, it's gonna be hard to follow that. Making his presence shown. Let's hear it. Little Ed, come on. Burley. Keep it going, Ed. Ready. I gotta bring him out. gonna be a good show. I can tell it already. I can feel it in my bones. I can almost see them clapping over there, shaking their bodies. Yeah. That was a sweet intro. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, expert sax player. Look at him. He's dressed to the nines. Forget it, to the tens. He's got his hat. He's got his I got these glasses to teach you something. You all gonna learn something. I'm gonna learn something. And you know, we're having a good time. I'm learning that we adapt. If you folks don't even know, you can't even tell, but we had lots of technical difficulties before coming on. Lots. Everything from this little guy not wanting to turn on, updates. What else? What else, Ed? Remind me. What else did we have?
We had updates, cords not working, computers not wanting to act right. So, but we're here.
Wow. We're here. That's right. Ed. Smooth Grooves. And you spell it, how do you spell it, Ed Archibald?
It's
smooth.
Ed, and it's kind of a play on the words there.
Smooth.
Smooth with the V.
That's smooth. A smooth with the V. It's so smooth. The T is too hard. The V is soft. Love has a V.
Hey.
Love has a V.
I might steal that.
Yeah.
Ed Smooth Love. No, okay.
Smooth love. Smooth V as in love. Love. Da, da, da. I like that. I like that. How you feeling, bro?
Well, bro, with as you mentioned, you know, there's a lot of with music. There's a lot of times preparation and it's particularly when you're going over the airwaves on YouTube and you know you're trying to make sure everything's right. So there's a level of you know, good stress. There,
trepidation.
Yeah, trepidation, but it's just a wonderful. In this case, each time, this is my second time of being able to perform with you, and I've been following your show. Been a follower ever since the inception of the Lounge of Sound.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Because we are not going to grow if we don't feel that we've got people of substance behind us, right? Would there be something to be said about being out of our comfort zone, that there's growth with that?
Absolutely. And particularly in music, with us in particular, we're constantly making adjustments, you know, adapting, because of, you know, of course, of who we are, and we make, you know, the service of our Jehovah our main priority, but yet Jehovah allows us to be able to have occasions like this in which we can have a digital gathering, if you will, and
a digital gathering. I like that.
You know, and it's a very, very, it's just a wonderful privilege. You know, I've been quite busy this year. It's just been sort of coming out of the, you know, woodwork, so to speak, with work. But that being said, doing these types of occasions are just a wonderful privilege. And I met you. I've gained another friend, another brother, not only in music, of course, but you know, I've gotten to know my Christian brother.
Yeah.
And that tops a lot of levels right there.
Well, thank you. I hate to interrupt you, but the friends like Sandra Brooks is saying your mic is low. The sax was fine. Everybody is saying that that your level of when you talk is a little low. So
Okay, see if we can make an adjustment there on that.
okay, he got a little closer. Hopefully that works, guys. Let us know if that helps a little.
How about there? How we doing
Hey,
there?
to me, it sounds good, but let us know, guys, in real time, please. Anyway, check in with us and let us know where you guys are listening at. Not too much louder because then you can get that little feedback there. Thanks. CJ Alabama said that I'm looking spiffy. That's thanks, but we're asking. Oh, a little better. A little better. Okay, watch out with that feedback there because that's what happens when we have monitors and we can hear, but then you guys hear the little 60 cycle hum, right? So we got to be very careful. So just remind us. Okay, so I am in Portland, Oregon, just so you guys know, and he is in what town? In Omaha, Nebraska?
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. That's why, just to remind you guys, you can check him out on YouTube and all other platforms. But Omaha State of Mind was his last project. That's when he came on last time. He was promoting that album. And he is busy, as he said, gigging. He is a gigging musician, so he's got a lot of practice. He's more of a performing. I live more in the virtual world, so he's the real deal. So that's why we call this show "Putting Bread on the Table," because you all are wanting to get closer to music. But music, remember, it takes work. It's not just practice. It's also what would you say? It's dealing with the public. Is that the bigger part of actually more time than performing?
Yeah, the live performances. There's a lot of course, with myself, I try to, be balanced with it. I try to do whenever I can, do like an anniversary or a wedding, those types of things. But there's occasions where there's a lot of corporate type of engagements and those come along, ever so often, and I try to stay within that category. And you and I were just talking about this the other day about how that doing smaller things kind of it's good for us because it allows us to be able to take care of our theocratic responsibilities. And,
That's right.
And also, care for our families. And so the putting the bread on the table, that's literally, since I've been doing this, I've been doing it, since about 2006. And it was sort of by accident that I sort of re-entered into the music world.
Right.
And so since then, because it's a funny story, when I first gotten into it, it was, I just decided to put music to the side when I first I get out of high school. I wanted to be a superstar and I wanted to travel and all of that sort of thing. But then when I learned about Jehovah, I, took a hiatus from it for about 20 years and just, did regular working and,
Well, we have to be dads too, right? We have to be practical about this.
Yes, absolutely. And so for about, 20 some odd years, it was just mainly a hobby. But then there was a life change. I had a serious accident at work, and then I became disabled, and I was immediately medically retired, and then I sort of took another look at music, just sort of by accident. It was actually another brother that came, and he was just sort of doing it, just sort of on the side there, and a lot of the old things started to come back, and so so it became a nice supplement to, my being disabled, to be able to help the family and to put bread on the table. And,
Right.
I've had many opportunities, you might say, to take it further. But I always remembered one of my favorite scriptures was where the Apostle Paul, he mentions that he considered everything,
To be refuse.
as refuse. And and as much as I love music, I just considered it at that time, because I went from wanting to be a star to wanting no part of it, and then
Right, but there's got to be a balance, right? Because we do have to put food on the table, and sometimes as we're getting older, and what are you going to do? If you were you were working as a mason or a plumber, and you were not getting younger, so it's easier to carry a sax or a guitar than to carry, bricks or doors, in my case, all day long.
yeah,
It gets old.
yeah. And so I really appreciate that theme that you thought of in regards there, putting bread on the table, because that's literally what Jehovah has allowed me to be able to do while enjoying, of course, performing music, and I have a ceiling, if you will, that where
Right.
Jehovah will remind me, hey, I think you got quite enough there now, and just
Right.
kind of back off there a little bit.
But even then, you still have to take practical steps, right? Putting bread on the table means sometimes we have to invest. Like in your case and my case, we both have websites. We are on social media, but it's limited to what we do and how we do it, right? But you have to do you make phone calls yourself, or do people always call you, or word of mouth?
It's pretty, for myself here locally. It's pretty. Very, very nicely, it's been word of mouth, and I get a lot of calls. I don't have to do a lot of, fortunately, not a lot of beating of the pavement, if you will.
But how do we get to that point?
For myself, like I said, I had a really, like you mentioned, you do have to take practical steps. Putting things in place to let individuals know that you do this, and you do it well, and then it kind of grows. When I first re-entered into the music world, I was kind of time had passed by, and there was much younger guys, and but what I had learned before I let it go, came in. I had a glass half full sort of situation, and I took the steps, and by then there was much more technical advancement with recording, and much more, social media was just starting to come on the scene,
Right.
and so it allowed you to have a lot more exposure and so it just kind of grew over the years. Since about 2006, now I have a really a nice social media presence there.
Nice.
And I've got some a website that just indicates to anyone that's listening, and the type of music, of course, is not going to be anything that's going to be
Inappropriate.
degrading or anything. Yeah,
Right.
inappropriate
Yeah.
or anything
Well,
like
when
that.
we come back, because I'd like for you to showcase some of your music so that they know, because you can't just have the website or have social media. You have to have some kind of presence, something to present, a product, right? And that's what we're here, is to let the friends know. It's okay if you do karaoke every Friday night, but on the other hand, if you want to put food on the table, you parlay some of that experience, right? And you just mentioned anniversaries. You and I have done wedding songs. Sometimes a person will say, I don't know if with you, hey, will you record me a video for an anniversary, right?
Right.
And so, can you record a video and then say something to the wedding couple, or something like that, right? So, but they definitely need a product. They need something, that represents you, right? So, if your technology is up for it right now, can you show us one of your a piece that way the friends they heard a little bit of how you play, but I don't remember who said the wisest, very wise word. They said, "Be so good you cannot be denied." And so you have to get like that by playing either years or either having your craft, honing your craft or whatever, putting in the time and investment, right? So, would you like to play for us, or can you?
Yes. Let's see. See if I can pull up something here on the machine here. Let's see.
Very nice. Folks, all the information is right below. His information for contact, his music, his website, it's all right below on the chat. Thanks so much for reaching out. I love the emails and texts I've been getting. The ideas have been fantastic. Later on, we'll talk about Been There, Done That. BIN, that's where I read somebody's email or suggestion. And thanks so much for that. We'll talk about that when we come back. But in the meantime, please like and subscribe so that you can get to see some fantastic artists such as Ed, Smooth, Grooves, Archibald. And in the meantime, I'm going to put him front and center so you get to see and hear the spectacular sounds of Ed Archibald on the Lounge of Sound.
All right.
We're going to put him on the beach.
Here we go. This song is
Yeah.
from the CD Omaha State of Mind. It's called Omaha Strut.
Nice. That was a strut. That was I had to get my glasses on because it was sounding cool. There's not many songs that kind of give that little strut anymore, do they? It's a
No,
different
no.
feel. The music has a different feel today.
Yeah, absolutely. And now with with AI and
AI.
that's it's kind of for a lot of musicians that I know speak around here in town and they're feeling a lot of them are feeling that the creativity is being sacrificed. The actual musicianship is not as disciplined as it used to be because everything is so easy now. I had a friend of mine. He just obtained this instrument, is the Akai MPC
Mm-hmm.
100, and it's got so many things built into it, vocals, everything at the touch of a button.
Yeah.
That you can, and it's easy, but it's just nothing like being able to do like you and I.
Right.
We spent years honing our craft. These guys just get it a band in the box, and
Yeah.
But it's music is ever changing, just like everything in this world is. So
Have you ever played with the blood? Maybe it's different because these are nylon. This is easier, but with the steel strings, I've played till you're bleeding, and you get cut and you're mid performance. Has that something like that ever happened to you?
Absolutely. I've been at performances in which I don't know if it's lack of potassium, but I started doing a lot of repetitions, with the keys and so forth, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and really, and then before I know it, I'm cramping.
Cramping. I was gonna say.
And there's nothing I can do about it but try.
I used to get this right here. This, the carpal tunnel, and it's like, oh man, wow.
Yeah,
Well, that was a
and
spectacular piece, and that was from your album Omaha State of Mind, correct?
and I hope it was the audio was a lot.
Oh, it
clearer.
was punchy.
Okay, I on my end it sounded just a little heavy there. On your end, was it okay?
It was punchy. It was very punchy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so-
we've got a lot of friends checking in. We got Eleanor Mendoza. Yes. What's that? Yes, sir. Yes, you are smooth, bro, Ed. Eleanor Mendoza. Rita, you need to change those guitar strings. I hate when they start stinking. People are checking in from Rialto, from Tennessee. I see Tennessee. Lori Wilson is here in the beautiful Portland, Oregon. We've got Donalda Broaden. It said, from Omaha. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Patrick
Sister
Flug.
Brot.
Oh, there. Okay. Broaden. And Patrick Flug says, Omaha, my hometown. And Julene, of course, my husband is from, of course, he just said that. Alejandra Bras, I think you're probably in Brazil, I think. And Sandra Brooks, are you in Costa Rica? Remind me. We've got a varied crowd. They're all over the place, literally.
Yeah.
They're literally all over the place. And that was a.
Speaking,
What's
go ahead,
that?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just speaking with a fellow musician, and I've been trying to get a Bible study going with him. Sharing Bible truth, and one of the things that I mentioned is that it's the unity that exists within God's organization all around the world. That kind of got his attention, that we all speak in agreement. And no matter where we are, it's a wonderful thing there.
Yeah. That's great. So, when you are going back to putting bread on the table, so would you say that a large part, so now, right now you said you don't have to go drum up business, but you had to make your website, and you had, I would imagine, business cards, and you had to make phone calls, talk to managers. When you're at the venues, do you ever have to talk, they have special requests or volume issues or anything like that?
Oh yes, that's par for the course, and sometimes that's pretty strict. You know, if you get especially if you get a corporate, gig, they want a lot of times just you to be in the background, not too loud.
Yeah. Right.
And my style of music sort of caters to that.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the term yacht rock.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about that? Because I don't have a yacht, do you? And they keep calling me that too.
Yeah, yacht rock. Well, smooth jazz, which is really just instrumental music. You could take a popular song like, and just turn it and make it an instrumental. Well, they termed that smooth jazz, which eventually they used a lot on the cruise ships, and yachts, and so it became.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Jazz was pop once upon a time, and the instruments we were playing the voices. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the popular music, and over the years, with the different artists, took away the more disciplined type of jazz music.
Right.
They kind of made it nice, and then they termed it elevator music. They termed it, but really, a lot of the music that was considered to be soft rock was very melodic. You could take that music and so it just kind of blended into this thing that, but really it's just instrumental music, and a lot of it today is instrumental R&B, you might say, but it's but music is universal. So I find myself, I have to be like, I'm sure with you have to be very what's the word I'm looking for? Being adaptive or being able to
absolutely.
So sometimes I have to do a completely traditional jazz, the American songbook, you might say.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. I love being able to go from the, like you say, the punchy type stuff, or the funky stuff to being
from 145 to a 621 or something, whatever, right?
Absolutely, and that's helped me as well, because sometimes, my first love, of course, is doing the kind of stuff that you just heard, but I'll do Duke Ellington in a heartbeat, or I've got in my playlist, I've got a whole playlist of that sort of music, The Girl from Ipanema and different things like that, that the clients will call for, and they've heard me perform that, and so that has gotten me a lot of opportunities just by being able to put bread on the table that way as well.
Yeah. Well, we're going to keep going with the music. It's my turn, and you gave me a great segue. You said sometimes smooth jazz is maybe a pop song, and so I'm choosing a little Anita Baker, and we'll see if my guitar if we can hear her. Let's see. See if we can hear her through that thing. And all right, here we go. I'm next.
Beautiful.
And join us. that's a good example right there. Yeah, that's a good example of how sometimes we adapt. It's a very well known pop song. I mean, kind of like Ella Fitzgerald started out trying to vocalize what Louis Armstrong was doing on the trumpet, right? Tisket, a tasket, right? She's scatting and stuff, and we kind of do the similar thing. So we're not really selling out because we still have to play our instruments and we still have to, put on the nice shirt and cologne and shake people's hands and all that stuff. And what do you call that? That part of the business? Oh, your mic's not on. We've it's still muted. Oh, okay. There it is.
It's it's like being on Zoom and you raise your hand for a comment and the brothers are fussing at you.
Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, unmute yourself. But yeah, that is absolutely something that you have to take into consideration. And I like I mentioned, I try to whenever I can have those types of shows to be a part of, the corporate ones, the ones that where you, the bar scene, every now and then there is a bar, but usually I try to do a bar restaurant if anything, I really don't, I try to avoid doing the places that are seamy, so to speak, or, but yeah, you have to put on, dress the part sometimes, I did a few festivals, and I did a festival with another great saxophonist, Najee, and
Oh yeah, love
he
Najee.
was, yeah, he was, I tried to dress similar to him, tried to put on that
Right,
presence, and everything, and so yeah, that's a lot that goes into it, but yet and still keeping it modest and
right. I think the kids are calling it branding these days, right? You have a brand, and you have wonderful pictures on your site. Do you hire a photographer for that?
well, I'll have to say, I've been very blessed and fortunate that my daughter, she has her own media business, so
Mm.
to speak. Bailey Adams Media. I might mention that if
Oh,
anyone,
check her out.
yeah, would like to
Yeah.
check out some of the stuff. But she does all of that.
BaileyAdamsMedia.com, or how would we find her?
Yeah, Bailey Adams Media. I think is it .com or just Bailey Adams Media. She's actually assisting me here today.
Well,
Uh,
okay, okay. Well, thank you,
yeah,
Bailey,
so
for doing that.
Bailey Adams Media. Um, it's a digital, she's into digital marketing, and so she does because I know nothing about computer, as you say, I'm struggling so bad here today with just trying to do Zoom, but she has really done well in that,
Okay, I'm
and
gonna put her on the chat. Bailey Adams. It's a endeavorsplus.com, right? Does that sound
uh,
right?
Bailey Adams Media, just those three words. It's Bailey Adams Media. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there.
Bailey Adams Media. That's not coming out. What's the?
Uh,
Can you read the website to us? And
yeah, yeah. Now let's see here. I'm trying to give her a little
yeah, a
plug
little.
here. Bailey Adams Media, and it's a digital advertising, photography, um, and her number is G Heights Music. That's one word. G Heights, GHEIGHT the word music at outlook.com. And she can also be found on Facebook and Instagram and the social media platforms there.
Okay. Well, I put gheightsmusic at outlook.com. I put the information right there in case they know, because it really does help to have a polished presence, right? That's what I hate to say, but we are here. This is kind of, friends, if you understood what a master class is, I've gone to several of them. That's kind of what this is because we're giving you practical steps. You know, you have to have a good pictures of high resolution music that's well produced, or some kind of proof of what you do. If you go to a 5-star retirement home and you say, well, I sing like Frank Sinatra, well, then you're going to have to show them that, right? And they don't have 20 minutes with a set, right? You're going to have to show them. And usually within the first 8 bars, they'll know if you've got the goods or not, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The shadow of your smile. Oh, I like it. Okay. You know, I got a gig just like that. I just said, the shadow of your smile, and then went, okay, we'll take you. So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's not always that easy. Sometimes you have to find the activities director or something like that. So,
yeah, absolutely. And I've been very fortunate in that I've been, not having to really do a lot of canvassing there, and I really thank Jehovah for that, because it's just so interesting. Some of my peers that are, they're not servants of Jehovah, of course, but they sort of, come to me often looking for to attach themselves, if you will, to so that they can enjoy being a part of, what's going on, and that's, to be honest, it's very stressful, because their sensibilities are just so alien, compared to ours.
We have standards and whatnot. And, you're a father, and I don't know if you're a grandfather yet, but we're representing our brand. But then you also have to represent their brand, right? If it's a whiskey or a wine house or a restaurant or a cafe or whatever, you are that brand for that evening, right? So you have to make sure that you align yourself with that branding, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And but man, what a wonderful, man, I'm getting, as I get older, just like it says in Proverbs, the grinders are starting to grind down, and the eyes are, the joints, all of it, it's all happening.
Right.
But I say that, it's been truly a blessing from Jehovah to be able to.
That's wonderful.
To have this, and I've met some wonderful brothers and sisters in the process.
Hey, I gotta wear readers now, so don't knock it too hard. Even Los Castros wear readers sometimes. That's just the way it happens, life happens. Yeah, that's wonderful. So I hate to keep harping, but I know that they want to hear some more music, and then when we come back, we'll talk to a little bit more about, if you'd like to talk to us about your favorite venues or influences, or what you're doing with your music these days, and how we can find you. But let's get him acclimated there. He looks like he's getting too comfortable. Let's put him to work. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. We love your music. I love you. So.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a wonderful privilege. I think I'm going to do something, a cover here, or a tribute. This is a song that Kirk Whalum.
Oh, nice.
Did. That was a tribute to Whitney Houston. So hopefully
Ooh. Well, we might have to change venue then if it's Whitney Houston. That's some elegant stuff. And Kirk Whalum, wow. Yeah, somebody said Bossa Nova. We're definitely going to give you guys some Bossa Nova after this.
Top one there, yeah.
This is a romantic ballad. EdSmooveGroovesArchibald. Yes, yes, yes. I like Kirk Whalum. I like Whitney Houston, and I like me some Ed Smooth Grooves Archibald. That's
Thank you, thank
wonderful.
you.
And like is keeping it toned down because I love it. I love it all. Thank you so much for gracing us, bro. This is such a treat for me. We I think most of us guitar players are the ones that we think we're worth our salt. I think we're frustrated sax players. Somewhere in the recesses of our mind, we're like, in paradise, I'm going to be playing sax or trumpet.
Well, and
We wish.
conversely, the guitar is such a beautiful instrument, and a lot of time I work acoustically with guitarists here here in the Omaha area.
Oh, do you?
There's yeah, it's there's nothing to me personally preference. I can sit for hours and hours just playing acoustically with a guitarist and a sax, and we might have
Oh,
a
that's
backing
wonderful.
track or something like that. But to me, I want to be the guitarist,
Are you
conversely.
serious? No.
I am. I promise. And
Wow.
Bailey, my daughter, she has a guitar and she gotten pretty.
Does she?
Yeah, my fingers just won't obey when
Oh.
it
Well,
comes.
since we're talking instruments, I have a few questions that the friends are asking, and so I'm gonna, because we don't have that much time, but we're gonna take our time. I promised you lots of music. One is Eleanor Mendoza is asking for her husband what kind of. Let me see if I can read this right. I can't find it for some reason now. What kind of reed are you using? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. For
what
this.
kind of mouthpiece is on your sax? Eleanor Mendoza is
Oh,
asking.
okay. So this is a relatively new technology.
Hmm.
It's a plastic. It's
Oh, really?
it's called CEOS. They're a company that's been out for about I think 2 or 3 years, and really I think it's done with they can 3D print things
Oh, I
now.
see. So it's plastic, not rubber, not reed.
Hmm
Wow.
and it's they're really popular right now because
Is it the
you can
tuning or what? What's the bonus of using that product?
yeah you can get you can get various ones that will mimic some of the more popular uh, metal mouthpieces,
Hmm.
and but the airflow, for me personally, it is much. It's a great addition to I use the metal mouthpieces and so forth like,
Oh,
but since I gotten this one, I have fallen in love with it. It's just the
interesting.
ease playing, and so Seals mouthpieces, and they
So the
make a
the letter C-O or seals,
um,
SEALS.
it's SYIOS is the
Oh, SYI.
yeah.
Seals. Got it. So CJ Alabama's asking, how many years did it take you to master the saxophone? That's a loaded question, CJ. And how many instruments do you play? Let's start with how many instruments do you play?
Well, over the years, I started in high school, and that's I give away my age. I don't. It doesn't matter now. But I started in 1970 in high school,
Wow.
and
Okay. Okay. You look
so
very good
that's
for your age.
oh, appreciate that, bro. I wish I felt that way a lot of times, but it I did it. Of course, like I said, I had aspirations of really fell in love with it, and and played in local bands, and did that sort of thing before I learned the truth,
Hmm.
and so and then, like I said, when I got the truth, I kind of just made it a hobby, and but then a life change, work accident and so forth like that.
Hmm.
Long story short, there was a 20-year gap in between, and so, but when I first started out, I was just eating, sleeping, and
Of
dreaming
course.
about music,
Yeah.
night and day and night, and I was trying to pick up everything I possibly could, and
Right. Yeah. I can imagine. So what's the longest you've ever played?
um, You mean like on
Like
a
hours,
show?
just like how long
Oh,
have you played? Like because of the level
oh,
of the sax.
oh yes. When I first started out, it was easily as
Eight
soon as I
hours.
get 8 hours. So as soon as I got out of high school,
Okay.
and I didn't have an instrument of my own, so
Yeah, I'm asking for a friend. I'm not asking. No, I think we're all a little obsessive.
yeah. So I did it just obsessed. Really, I had an obsession.
Hmm.
You know, so all of the great saxophone players like Charlie Parker, John
Hmm.
Coltrane, I tried to emulate, and there were some other uh, fellow students that were equally as you know they would push me, and so
Yeah. Can you do
I
this and can you do that? Hocketing
yeah,
and
yeah,
what's your favorite?
yeah.
What's your favorite technique? Your guilty pleasure?
This is something that I do, and a lot of saxophonists do this when we perform. Uh, they go, we'll use a technique called circular breathing,
Oh,
and
okay. Oh, I wish I could do that.
yeah, and so on certain occasions, like if I'm playing before a big audience, and
Mm,
if I decide to, if I build up enough nerve to actually walk out in among the audience, well, I'll take the note and take it from the front of the stage all the way to the end of to the audience and hold it all the way till I get back on stage
I knew I was
and
gonna find something wrong with you.
I
I'm jealous. Oh, you show offs. I didn't know about that. And we did a small tour with a good friend. Well, now he's a good friend. I thought he was trying to alpha dog me, and we were playing by the beach. Julio Nogueda is an amazing sax player out of Mexico, and my friend Kennedy
okay.
Santos and I, and we're doing Lovely Day. Now, studio trickery back in the 70s, some people know Lovely Day, and it holds and holds. It goes 8 bars, it goes like this, right? I didn't know that he was circular breathing, and so he's holding the note, and I'm looking at him like give up, and he's like, no, no, you give up, and I'm like, no, no, and the audience is like, I could see the audience is breathing, and I held the note, and now when we're about 26 minutes, and people are like turning blue, and then I finally trailed off. And the audience goes crazy, right? And then he grabs me by the shoulder. He goes, dude, I'm circular breathing. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I was like, you
Yeah,
give up. No, he could have kept going. Show
yeah,
offs.
that
That's
it's
amazing.
a,
You're going to have to show me.
yeah, it's a for example, I could take a note like this and just kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, show us. Wow, that's amazing. So you're holding. So you have a reserve. Singers, I want you to hear what he's gonna say. So you
yes,
have a reserve, right? In here,
yes, hmm
it's
and
it's hard to once you get it going, right? It's like you've got the momentum. So what are you doing technically? I mean,
yeah, so it's muscle memory. You have to. When I first tried to do it, I was getting asphyxiated. Just
mm-hmm.
like getting dizzy and everything
Because you're
trying to do it.
breathing in as you have the bellow, right?
Right, right. So and it also depends on your mouthpiece as well. You got to have a good mouthpiece, so you can actually trap the air within your a pocket of air right in your jaw, and your muscles uh,
Uh,
control um, the air that is going out, and then you're breathing through your nostrils, of course, and so then you create a you know yeah, like a circular. So you're breathing, but it gives the appearance that you're just holding and not breathing and holding a note.
right.
But you know, I think Kenny G he did something
Yeah.
to get into the
Yeah.
Guinness Book of World Records by
Right.
holding it like for like 10 or 15 minutes or something.
That's
You know,
crazy. Yeah, I didn't know, and I want to learn it. I thought Sinatra was doing that for a while, but he's just doing what I do is fiato, is where you hold this the tissue is very close. You have the reserve here in the parapulmonary rather than here, right? And you're just holding the breath, so you have a reserve, and it's trying to be what you're doing, but what that you guys are like a whole nother level, man. I wish we could do that.
Instrument, you know, once you got a good instrument and you can get away with it, you know, and so
Yeah,
that
can't do it.
it's impressive, but at the same time, for me, I realize it too that it can also be annoying after after about 2 or 3 minutes of it, you know. But then if you don't overdo it, you know, you can get a nice response, you know.
Yeah.
And they go like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that," you know. And I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, friends, don't forget, suscríbanse, dale like, and please, not only in Spanish, but in English, subscribe so that you can hear some wonderful artists and their stories. When we come back, we're going to ask you who is your favorite of the favorite legend, and who would you like to play with, alive, living, or dead, when we come back. It's my turn, and I'm going to try to, I owe the Foundits a Spanish song, y Susi también. So we're gonna do Spanish Latin jazz. Somebody in the chat said bossa nova. This is as close as I've got to bossa nova right now. So hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll come back to talk with Ed Smooth Grooves Archibald. Don't you like how that sounds? Oh yeah, smooth with a V like love. Speaking of love, let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm gonna change this little theme. I think we need a little. Let me say a little more Luna. Let's get more in the mood. Yes, here we go. Hope you guys like this. Como es inmenso en el fondo de mi corazón. Si pudiera expresarte como es. And just that's not me. Here we go. Sorry about that, folks. Si pudiera expresarte como es de inmenso en el fondo de mi corazón, mi amor por ti. Este amor delirante que abraza mi alma, es pasión que atormenta mi corazón. Siempre tú estás conmigo en mi tristeza, estás en mi alegría. Se encierra toda mi vida. Si no estoy contigo, mi bien, no soy feliz. Espacial delirio de estar contigo, y yo soy dichoso, mi bien, porque me quieres también. Little guitar. no estoy contigo, mi bien. No soy feliz, ya es pasión, delirio de estar contigo. Y yo soy dichoso, mi bien, porque me quieres también. And we are back with
Nice
Mr.
work.
Smooth Grooves himself. Thank you so much, bro. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, nice work there. Yeah.
Oh, we've got friends from Brazil, Familia Carvalho. Boa noche. Thank you so much, guys. So it's hot in California. How is it in Omaha, Nebraska?
Here in Omaha, it is warm today. We're getting a lot of the smoke from Canada.
Oh,
coming through.
really?
So the sky is very hazy. Otherwise, it'd be kind of sunny and blue, but it creates this haze in the atmosphere.
Wow.
But the air quality is not on high alert, but it's definitely. Yeah, that happens every year. Those fires in Canada.
Yeah, we had that. We could see the smoke and all that. So over here right now, somebody said that it's like about 80 degrees, but somebody else is telling me 84 here in the Beaverton and the Portland, Oregon area. So yeah, it's warming up, and it's gonna warm up more because even though we're chilling here, but hey, Smooth Groves is here. Things get hot when he's around. I love your choice of songs, bro. That's why I thought, hey, we gotta bring a little smooth now.
Yeah.
So where did you develop your style? Who's your favorite legend? Somebody asked.
John Coltrane.
Oh, good choice.
I did a lot of studying of him. Tried to emulate a lot of his technique and style, and then before him, of course, it was Charlie Parker. And our school, we had a teacher that was real disciplined, and we really benefited from having a really good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't play, I couldn't improvise.
Really?
I could only read music, and but I wanted to improvise so bad, and I picked up a lot of bad habits, over the years because I started using the ear. So now I have a healthy,
The balance.
balance.
Better than me because I go by ear. I don't read. I wish I knew how to read. That would really help me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really rusty at it, but sometimes, if there's an artist that comes in from out of town,
Yeah.
For instance, I played with an artist, a keyboardist, Brian Simpson.
Okay.
And he needed a sax player, and so we had to kind of read his music, and I was struggling so bad, but
Yeah.
I did just enough to get the job, and
Yeah.
but my favorite saxophonist, and to this day is John Coltrane. Just his expression, his technique, and then it kind of goes from the greats, Coleman Hawkins, Lester Young.
Oh yeah.
all those greats, and when it gets it into the modern era, then it transitions to Grover Washington
Oh yeah,
Jr.
that's a good one.
Yeah, and then later on, of course, like Kirk Whalum and some
Yeah.
of Najee's, and that's we kind of blended those styles to come up with our own identity there.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I grew up hearing a lot more sax players than guitar players. So my favorites, very similar. Of course we all Coltrane, but for me it's big with Stanley Turrentine, Wayne Shorter, David Sanborn. That kind of that big burly sound. People like Joe Lovano, they've got a really warm, round sound, and so I try to emulate that guitar sound. To give a roundness to it, and people don't realize how personality it shows up in your sound. Like Lester Young, his sound to me is a lot more brittle but very direct, and it's like maybe the way he communicated was man of few words, but he meant what he said and he said what he meant. And whereas John Coltrane is a little bit more abstract and more contemplative when he answered. Do you think it shows up in your music, and in what way?
Oh yeah, my expression is, and I don't want to give any credence to this, but I grew up in the deep South.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Pensacola, Florida, and then subsequently I stayed with my grandparents there in Alabama, and so my exposure to music is so varied. Started out, believe it or not, with country music. And I really, benefited from listening to a lot of
The stories, yeah.
Yeah, Hank Williams Jr., country artists like Roy Clark, they
Wait, Hank Williams Sr. or Jr.?
Hank Williams Sr.
Okay, that's what I thought. The stories, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I could cry,
Right.
That,
Got a tiger by the tail, can't you see? Bill. Yeah.
And so that formed, but really, my grandparents, they were steeped into, the church, of course, false religion, but that exposure to, that exposed me to the various, because blues and gospel music that they call gospel music is really closely related. And so
Right.
then from there, I was exposed by my uncles to juke joint music.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They would take me to the juke joints.
Yeah.
And, they'd have music playing the blues, Muddy Water style, all of that. So that all
Right.
of these various influences.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Well, the friends are having a struggling to hear you, but all I know is when you play your sax, we definitely hear you. So maybe let's have you play a song, and then Founders, let me know what you think about his music. Please give us some feedback, and then I'll do one last song, and then I'd like you to close out the show after that. But let's hear another song by our guest artist, and we're having a great time here with Ed Smooth Grooves. He's definitely bringing the smooth, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So this one right here, I'll just kind of get closer to the mic. I'm going to give a little bit of homage to what you just did there, a little bit of bossa.
Oh,
yeah. I'm going to do a little bit of The Girl from Ipanema. And, see how the friends like that. Okay, here we go.
Okay. That was wonderful. Man, I'm having a really good time. You guys relaxing over there? You guys chilling with your favorite snack, your favorite person? I hope so. I had to bring out the guitar and I was like, no, I don't want to mess this up. It's sounding so good. We're going to keep going with the jazz. I'm next and we're going to bring you a little El Jarreau. How's that? Like a diamond ring, it's a precious thing, and we never want to lose it. It's like a favorite song that we love to sing. Every time we hear the music, we're in this love together. We've got the kind that lasts forever and ever. 'Cause we're in this love together. Like berries on the vine, it gets sweeter all the time. Walking at night. Like a rainy night and candlelight, and ooh, it's so romantic. We've got the whole thing working out so right, and it's just the way we planned it. 'Cause we're in this love together. We got the kind that lasts forever. Don't you know it? Don't you know that we're in this love together? And like berries on the vine, it gets sweeter all the the kind that will last forever and evermore. Don't you know it? Don't you know that we're in this love together? Got the kind that lasts forever. I tell you, dear babe, I tell you that we're always gonna be. We're in this love together. We're gonna find the love, open up the door. Whoa, whoa. Don't you know? We got the kind that brings to mind our favorite song. Let me say it, let me say it. We're in this love together. That's a good one, yeah. And we got to come back with our favorite artist, our guest. Yes.
I love that. I love that stuff, man.
I love that too, yeah. Look at you. Look at you. Look at Smooth.
All right. What do we got here? Let's see what we got going here. We're going to go with... I'll have to be a contortionist here.
While he finds it, I'm going to remind everybody all his information, his website, and his music, it's right below us here. So, and then he also has a YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe to Ed Archibald, Ed Smooth Grooves. And I also I tagged him here. He's at the top of the display, so you'll be able to find him there. Please go and buy this gentleman's music. Your day is going to get better. Your evening is going to go better if you're planning a nice little dinner, wine and some candlelight and some spaghetti. Hey, what goes better than some smooth grooves, right, with your music? So please like and subscribe to his channel too, and then always right here too. This is your one-stop shop home. It's the Lounge of Sound, and as you can see, we're having a new direction where we're giving kind of master classes, practical values for people that are up and coming, and maybe some people that want some little refreshers on how to conduct your business and continue with your craft. If you're a musician, producer, recording artist, manager, whatever it is, right? Anyway, you ready, bro?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's go.
If I can get, let's see.
I might have to break out with the guitar, man, if it's
Yeah, come on.
it's okay.
Come on.
If it's okay. Found it. What do you guys think? Yeah. Oh, they're calling out some Coltrane and stuff like that. Wow. Come on, guys. Eagles. Yeah. Oh.
I can't tell you. Let's see. No. Let's see.
that was wonderful. Wow, what a great show. What a great show.
Oh my goodness, goodness. Let me see. I've lost my camera here for a second.
Well, we're seeing you.
Oh, okay.
We are seeing you, and you look fantastic.
Well,
Is there anything we need to remind the friends about any upcoming events, or either live or your website or anything like that? Any reminders?
just let's see, man. I'm going nuts. I lost. Hang on for 1 second.
Yeah, go for it.
What's going on here with the?
Okay, I'm going to take the camera off him really quick just to remind you kids, all you good-looking people out there. I'm buying some time here. Yeah, we need you all to smash that little bell right there. You got it?
Yeah,
Smash that little bell. You're on YouTube, Lounge of Sound. Like and subscribe. In the meantime, we are coming back with our guest. There he is.
All
Okay.
right.
So any reminders that upcoming events or anything like that?
Yeah, so here in the local area, I've got a thing that I'm doing tomorrow. Is in the Exarban Village, they call it.
Okay.
Playing with another artist, John Donner, tomorrow evening from 6
Wonderful.
to 9. And then, but there again, the website archmoments.com. If you like some of the music.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the projects. I think I've got about 3 projects out there, so you can download. It'll direct you to the social media platforms and that sort of thing, and it helps us brothers put food on the table.
Food on the table, bread on the table, absolutely. So today we learned, we're going to give a brief summary that you have to practice your craft, but be balanced. What else? Represent the brand, keep your integrity. And what am I forgetting? Anything else?
That's pretty much it for us. Many of the younger players, particularly, they have aspirations, such as I did when I was younger. But
Mm-hmm.
we're looking for something, of course, much better. And for now, it is. I really enjoy it, but it's just a means to an end, And so, it's a blessing. And I tell you, Brother Castro, it is just a joy, and I'm glad to just have a sharing in helping you, grow your audience, and and it's only God's people can really enjoy it like this.
Yeah.
I just have.
Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate Founders. If you don't know, behind the scenes, he and I we conferred, and I've been looking for a direction for the show, and I think we found it. Yes, it is entertaining. So we're trying to hit all the E's. We want to be entertaining, but we want to be encouraging. We want to be engaging. We want to elevate and educate. So if there's anything, we want you to go home feeling better about yourself, because this is not about celebrity. This is more about practical value, right? How can we stay creative, express ourselves, but at the same time put bread on the table. So this kind of kicks off our series, and we're going to be talking to spoken word artists, singers, writers, poets, book, authors, producers. We're going to be talking to a series of creative types, but we're going to continue to entertain you. And this is as entertaining as it gets. We've got a real live professional right here, somebody with tried and true experience, the voice of reason, and what a delightful person, isn't this? I mean, what a great hang. I could hang with you for hours.
Hey, bro, that's the thing. Oh, I might mention that I'll have the honor and privilege of. There's a brother that lives there in the California area, Brother Jim Leahy, and they're doing a festival or event there in California. I get to come out and visit and be a part of that at the end
Wonderful.
of August there. So
Okay.
I'll keep you informed of that.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, so just to remind everybody, this show is with Ed Archibald. That's how you spell his name. That's him. Okay. And I don't want you to forget how you spell his name, because I want you to look him up. And then really soon, because I'm going to be taking a hiatus for the conventions, but don't worry, we're coming back with Gene Glover next week. So I have to let you know next week, but then I'm going to take 2 weeks off because I'm going to go to the convention twice because it's so nice. Also because I've got to be in attendance. So we'll be back next week, and then we'll be back to our regular schedule programming. But hey, any last words of wisdom? Any tips for us?
My favorite scripture is there in Ecclesiastes. Everything having been said, everything been done. Basically, I'm kind of
Paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing. But fear the true God, keep His commandments. That's the whole obligation of man.
Yes, that's a great ending. Guys, we get 2 thumbs up. We love you guys. We will see you back here on the Lounge of Sound in 1 week. Love you, bro. Let's do this again.
Bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's do this again. Take care. 2 thumbs up and a round of applause for all of you found it. See you on the Lounge of Sound right back here next Friday, the 6th. Take care.